Ever since my last collecting flip video series, which was all the way back in September of 2025, the most consistent message I've received from channel fans is, when are you going to do another collection flip story? Well, now. And it's a big one. You can't force these things. They have to happen naturally. And it took 4 months of local classified perusals before a collection presented itself that was both interesting for me as a collector, meaning it had something that I wanted, interesting for you to hear about, and cost-effective to acquire. But not too long ago, a listing popped up on everybody's favorite wasteland of thievery and mischief, Facebook Marketplace. The listing was titled simply Sports Memorabilia. The price was $800. Now, I've been down this road so many times, and it usually ends in a Rubbermaid tote full of creased and water-damaged 1987 Topps Commons being sold by an absolute goblin of a human who thinks my sole purpose on this pale blue dot in space is to rip them off. But I looked closely at the pictures. First, that was a lot of boxes. Second, zooming in a bit on the labels. You see the year? 1981. Huh. Maybe, just maybe, this isn't a big pile of junk. There was a second box with a visible 1981 label. All right, I'll send this guy a message. Just a simple question. Are there any complete sets? What I wanted to know is if he's selling complete sets, or, the more common instance, the boxes have all been robbed of any card of value, and the collection is a pile of junk wax commons for $800. He responded, no complete sets, and nothing further. But if there is multiple boxes of 1981 cards, maybe there is other stuff around that year. Not all 1989 Donruss, although I was certain to run into 1989 Donruss at some point. It was close enough that running over to see the collection wasn't a huge imposition, so I made an appointment. The directions to his house included turn off the paved road, which in Arkansas puts the likelihood of my murder and corpse abuse above my preferred threshold of 0. When I arrived, I was greeted by 2 huge black trunks, 5 very friendly cats, and a nice guy who was happy to let me go through the more than 50 boxes to see what was there and if it was indeed worth the $800 asking price. One of the first boxes I opened was 1980 Topps cards. It wasn't a complete set, but it was a mostly complete set, and it was already in numerical order, and the Rickey Henderson rookie was there. And instantly I knew I was going to buy the collection. Whatever else was here, if the collection had been cherry-picked, the Rickey would have been the first to go. The collection had some basketball and football cards too, but they're a little outside my wheelhouse, so I relied on my assessment of the baseball cards alone when making decisions on price and value. I scribbled my notes on my tablet as I went, while doing my best to make conversation over the episode of Cops blaring in the background. There were boxes of partial sets from 1977 through 1982, including multiple sets from 1981 and 1982 Topps. There was a 1981 Fleer box, 82 Donruss, 82 Fleer, and some standard junk wax in there too, which I was expecting. There was a huge chunk of vintage football cards, and a little basketball mixed in too. The 1980 Topps set had the Rickey in it, and the 1979 box had the Ozzie. They weren't complete sets, but they were honest boxes of a collector who almost got every card. I tallied the value and made the guy a conservative offer of $600 for everything, knowing that the value was in the completeness of the sets, not in individual cards, as the Henderson was only about a $40 card in that condition, and the Ozzie only about a $25 or $30 card in that condition. I would have to put a fair amount of work into cataloging and completing each set to extract any additional value. He was a bit reluctant as it was his childhood collection, and he was really sad to see it go, so we met in the middle at $700. I loaded it up and drove it home, excited to tear into it. $700 for all of this. That's 55 boxes of cards, plus some additional memorabilia and bric-a-brac. $700 for 55 boxes full of cards. That's a little over $12 per box. The deal was right, but I still didn't know what I bought apart from broad categories. Were the Rickey and Ozzie rookies an aberration? or was this collection legit? As I got started, I quickly discovered that some of the boxes were accurately labeled, but others were a total mystery. There was a 1991 Topps Micro sealed set, a complete box of 1988 Topps Big Baseball packs, 6 1988 Topps Rack packs, a sealed 1985 Donruss Jumbo set, an Upper Deck Michael Jordan all-metal pack, with the cards still sealed, which I had to look up to see that set alone sells for about $30, and a box full of mystery cards and top loaders, and so much more. So what do I want out of this? Well, ideally, I want to keep at least a 1977, 78, and 79 Topps set, plus an 81 and 82 Topps set, and the goal is to keep them for net $0. Anything else I find along the way, I'll decide what to do with as budget allows. In the end, I suspect I'll keep much less than half of this total collection, and I'm starting $700 in the hole. Let's look at some cards, starting with this mystery box of top loaders. And the first thing I pulled out of it was a stack of more than 30 of these. eBay let me know that these are 1981 Topps NBA Team Pinups. And they are pretty popular, selling for up to $15 each. And there's more than 30 of them here, more than a full set. We're off to a good start. These cards I didn't recognize, a Royal set issued by a KC nonprofit. No real value here. How about a 22-karat gold Lou Gehrig card issued by CMG and the Danbury Mint? That's a couple of bucks. A couple random autos and screwdowns, and 4 Randy Johnson rookies. The rest of the box was mostly junk wax era Hall of Famers in very yellowed top loaders that would need to be thrown away. So a little bit of value, but not much. With the seal broken, I tore into the box labeled 1978 Topps. It looked to be about 600 cards. And boom, the Eddie Murray rookie was there. And so was the Andre Dawson. And yeah, I know this is his second-year card. The checklists had all been, well, checked. The guy told me these were his childhood cards, and it totally had that vibe. The cards were in numerical order, the checklists had been duly marked, with the unmarked cards largely missing. This was an honest collection. Jim Rice popped out, and the Hall of Famers, or most of them at least, were all there. The Dale Murphy was there. The Molitor Trammell rookie was there. I relaxed into my chair, realizing that my $700 was well spent. After a thorough check, the 1978 Topps set was 79 cards short of complete. But here's the thing. It was 79 commons. All the big rookies and Hall of Famers were already there. 79 commons from 1978 are easy to source, and even a paramountly high price of $3 for $1 for these commons means I need to put about a maximum of $25 into this set to make it complete, with the value on the other side of completeness of around $125. So this set is very much cost-effective to complete. The next box was the 1980 Topps set, and I already knew that the Ricky was there. The front was beautiful, the edges and corners all sharp, but the back was miscut, common for 1980 cards. This card is perfect for a set card. That the cards were already in numerical order made documenting them a breeze. Almost all of the Hall of Fame cards were there, but for the Gary Carter, Carlton Fisk, and Goose Gossage. The rest of the 72 cards I needed to complete the set are all commons, another easy task. This set will be a big piece of getting back to net $0, as I already have a complete X-Mint 1980 Topps set with a Rickey Henderson rookie as acquired in a previous collection flip, which I encourage you to go back and watch. A 1980 Topps set is $200 on a good day and $150 on a bad day, so I absolutely need to complete this set and sell it to chip away at my budget hole. The 1979 Topps set had a well-centered Aussie rookie in it, and after going through it, it was 69 cards short of complete. But 3 of those cards were Phillies cards, so I went in my doubles box, which you got a peek into last week, and pulled 3 cards out of storage and put them into active service. Just like that, we're down to 66 cards needed to complete the set. The 1977 Topps box was light and didn't seem even close to being a full set. But like the 2 other sets thus far, the Hall of Famers were there and in nice condition, and that included the Andre Dawson rookie and Dale Murphy rookie. There was actually 2 Hawk rookies, Bonus. After a full accounting, the 1977 set was 201 cards short of complete. 5 of the cards needed were Phillies cards, which I had laying around, and 2 weeks ago, as detailed in Highs and Lows 15, I stocked up on 1977 Topps Hall of Famers from a 3 for $1 bin at a card show. So I was able to add some of the big cards needed right off the bat. 189 cards needed now to complete this set, and almost all commons. There were 2 boxes from 1982 Topps, an ordered set, and a box of doubles. The set was 68 cards short of complete, but I had some 1982 cards laying around, including this Gary Matthews and this Reggie Jackson out of my Hall of Fame box, and a partial set of 1982 cards acquired in a previous flip. After filling all the holes with cards I already owned, this set needs 50 cards for completion. And my luck finally ran out, as the Cal Ripken rookie was missing. That's a big one to source. $25 at least for a nice one. Luckily, the second box of 1982 Topps cards numbered more than 500, so there is some value to sell it on. This process went on for days, opening a box and completely cataloging its contents. You might think this too much work, but I find it relaxing, and even when I don't have a ball game to watch, I'm willing to put in this work and my time to fully extract the maximum value possible from this collection and get things flipped back to net $0 when I'm finished. There were no less than 4 boxes of 1981 Topps cards, 1 near-complete set needing only 3 cards, and including the Baines and Raines rookies, a second set needing 33 cards for completion, also including the Baines and Raines rookies, and a third set that needed 121 cards for completion, also having the Baines and Raines rookies too, plus a 4th and 5th Tim Raines rookie for good measure. I'll complete all 3 sets, keep 1, sell off 2, and sell the 4th box of doubles. There's another $150 or so in value in the 1981 sets. Adding that to the $150 or so in the 1980 set, and I'm theoretically halfway back on my budget hole. The nearly complete 1981 set had a gap in the box, and we've all experienced this gap, which causes the cards to flop around. Some people bunch up paper and stuff it in there, some cut up foam blocks. I decided to make a more custom approach, and so designed up this box block, as I'm calling it. It fits into the box perfectly to keep the cards snug and upright. I made the colors here to match the Baines rookie. And of course, I put the 1981 Topps logo on the top. I'm not sure if I'll keep it, but it's a cool prototype. Keep experimenting, you know? Trying to pick off some low-hanging fruit, I opened a 1989 Bowman box to find a crispy Griffey rookie and, curiously, 20 missing cards. Why are there 20 cards missing, but the Griffey is there? Who knows? But 20 1989 Bowman Commons are easy to find, and since I already have an 89 Bowman set complete with a Griffey, I'll be able to sell this one along. I was hoping for a second complete set or near complete set of 1989 Bowman, but when I opened the second box, what the? This is all 1990 Topps Kyle Abbott rookies. Surely this can't be all... nope, it's all Kyle Abbott rookies. More than 500 Kyle Abbott rookies from 1990 Topps. Kyle Abbott was a first-round draft pick of the Angels in 1989 and a much-touted prospect. At the height of the junk wax prospecting era, this was common. You could buy an entire box of one rookie. This guy probably thought he'd retire on these cards. Alas, Kyle Abbott had a negative career WAR, went 4-17 during his brief pitching career with a career ERA over 5. And here I am with 500 of his pristine rookie cards. I guess I'll just have to throw these out, as they have absolutely no value. Kyle Abbott, if for some reason you come across this video, shoot me a note and I'll send you these cards. Otherwise, they're heading for the bin. I finished out the first part of the documenting phase with a 1981 Fleer set needing only 4 cards to complete. And there was a complete 1982 Fleer set with the Ripken rookie and a complete 1982 Donruss set with the Ripken rookie. Whether I keep these 2 sets will come down to the budget. I may need to sell them, we'll see. I should mention that these 2 sets were the only 2 not already in numerical order, so it took about an hour each to order them, and of course, the 2 sets not already ordered were the 2 sets that were complete. Also, can we just take a second to marvel at the San Diego chicken card from 82 Donruss? Legendary. There was an 87 Fleer near-complete set missing about 40 cards that came with 7 extra Reggie Jacksons, a 1990 Fleer box that wasn't close enough to complete to even call it a set, about 40 1989 Fleer Joe Carter cards, for reasons I can't explain, but after the great Kyle Abbott caper of 2026, maybe I shouldn't be surprised, and 4 boxes of 1988 Donruss. 4. Out of the 4 boxes, more than 3,000 total cards, I couldn't even assemble 1 complete set. This is the junk wax nightmare we expect with collections like this. I'm glad that this is the outlier so far. I got 1 set to within 7 cards of complete. The rest, well, there are very few cards worth less than 1988 Donruss, so I won't put much effort into it beyond the single set completion and reselling. These are just the first few steps in a very long journey that started with the evacuation of 700 of my American dollars. And now I'm committed to going through more than 50 boxes of sports cards, about 35,000 total individual cards, deciding what the heck to do with it all, how to make my money back, and figuring out how to make it interesting for you. Hold on tight. It's about to get weird. But thanks for coming on this journey with me. Thanks for watching. Help support the channel with the purchase of a custom card box divider made to your exacting specifications. Send me an email at philliesbaseballcards@gmail.com to talk about how.